Welcome in, McElroy and Cubelic in the morning. 7 a.m. Thursday, June 25th, right here on Jocks. Got a good show coming up for you today. We'll talk college football, obviously. Parker Fleming is going to be with us at 8 a.m. Parker, more of a statistics analytics guy. We're going to go back to our conversation of, does the best team win the national championship? Or should I say, is the national champion the best team? Or just champion? He's got some numbers that he'll throw at us that can help one side or the other, just statistically what that looks like in a couple different sports. And then obviously some numbers leading into this college football season as well of who he likes and why. The Coach Wim Sanderson every day at 9. Andrew Ivins going to join us at 9:30 to talk a little bit more recruiting. More news on the recruiting trail, not just at Alabama and Auburn, but sort of around the SEC and around the country. It's been a busy week for recruiting, so we continue to have folks on to update us because like Greg and I tell you, we don't know that world.
No.
So we just have other people join us to tell us about it.
How often do you get questions about, hey, what do you think about the recruiting class?
Specifically, if it's an offensive lineman that commits to Auburn, I get asked about it a lot, which is hilarious because it's usually the same answer. Guys, I know what you know.
What a get.
Great. I like it. I think, we don't know. And there are certain guys that I'll go put the film on and I'm still just kind of like, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Looks.
He's got tools.
If that's not negative he's playing, then it could be good.
Tools.
But I don't know what he could be playing, the school of the walk-ons. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just looks a lot better than it really is. So who knows?
School of the walk-ons.
That's it's tough competition there.
They get SOWO.
Walk-on prep is what they call it. They get you set to go walk on places. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. So you don't really know there.
No.
A lot of things happening big picture in college football right now. One thing I've come to the conclusion on, Greg, the NCAA may be able to save a little bit of money if they can just shave down on their groupings. Because just in the last week, we have had rule changes from the FBS Oversight Committee.
Yeah.
We have rule changes from the Division I Cabinet and some sort of panel that they have running around as well. I don't know why we need all these committees, panels, and cabinets to make things change. You are the NCAA. Why can't you just go out there and change the things that are going to be done?
More efficient mechanism. NCAA, U.S. government. Seriously, like it's in order to get something done, you have to have the cabinet agree, and then you have the panel on oversight, and then you have the commerce panel, then you have the committee on overreach, the fiduciary committee, and then maybe if you can get in good favor amongst all those committees, then they might put it up to the actual rules making committee, which is the official name of it, I think.
It's a lot.
We'll see. It's just there's like 8 layers before it actually goes to the top. It's like nobody wants their hands on it, but they actually want to make change.
Well, the good news is the D1 Student Athlete Advocacy Committee did put out a letter of support for the age-based eligibility rule. So that's just another wing. There are a lot of wings.
Thank goodness.
And now, actually, your analogies make a little more sense. That we got to have a committee, panel, group, cubicle for everything that we do here. Cubicle for everything that we do.
I heard Cubelic.
So yeah, flexible spring practice schedule is now on the table. Pushing spring practice and off-season workouts a little bit closer to the NFL model with OTAs. Give you some different advantages on how you wanted to manage your spring practice and your off-season activities. A new out-of-season activities model would replace the current spring practice and summer activities legislation and allow FBS schools to conduct 2 out-of-season practice periods with a total of 21 on-field practices. The duration of 2 practice periods may not exceed 7 weeks, and neither practice period may exceed 5 weeks. Additionally, schools must designate a minimum of 9 discretionary or voluntary weeks for student athletes when required athletically related activities are not permitted. 9 weeks?
9.
That you're not forced to do anything?
Not forced to do anything.
By the way, if you're keeping up at home, that is absolutely enough time to get out of shape.
Heck
I don't know if y'all knew that or not, but 9 weeks, you can definitely get out of shape.
Confirm?
I actually already confirmed.
So you feel good about that?
I've been there. I've done it.
Good to know.
Been through that cycle a couple times.
I've been worried about that.
Okay, so let's rewind, though, here. New model. Allow FBS schools to conduct 2 out-of-season practice periods with a total of 21 on-field practices. The duration of the 2 practices may not exceed 7 weeks. So this is just widening the window to hold your spring practice, is the way that I read it.
Yes, essentially. Spreading it out over more time. But what I'm trying to figure out is, why is that necessary? Why is that important now? Because to me, it was always about, well, the spring window. That's why we got to adjust. That's why we got to do things a certain way. And I'm having a hard time understanding why that is necessary given the current state of the spring window. It doesn't feel necessary at all. I don't get it.
I think it's to not have to jam in those spring practices in a short period of time if you're going to have them. I always understood it as they wanted to get it over as early as possible.
Yeah.
So if you did have a guy injured, if he broke his ankle or if he had a shoulder, obviously like an ACL, usually it's not going to matter. They're going to be out for most of the season anyway. But
Right.
if it was one that was a 6 to 9 week injury, okay, he's going to be back and be fine for the beginning of the season or beginning of fall practice, which is another thing that they want to change. Modified preseason practice period. This would be effective for the 27 season. Preseason practice period would consist of 27 calendar days to conduct 21 practices. In making the recommendation, committee noted additional practice opportunities would be available during the spring and summer under the new out-of-season activities model, which warranted a 4-day reduction in the length of the preseason practice periods and a reduction in the number of practices from 25 to 21. Reducing practices before the season, me personally, bad idea. Based on what we've been seeing recently, Greg,
Yes.
would you agree? Bad idea.
I would also say, why do we have to do this? Is there pushback? Like, what leads to different, quote, working conditions? What leads to different, what leads to making practice easier? Like, what's the point? Like, why do it? Like, who's pushing you to do it?
The first thing I'm going to throw out, and I don't know this, is the academic calendar involved somehow? I know we laugh at that and we say, no, it's not, but are they trying to move the academic calendar in or out somehow? Also,
Potentially.
does this come in response to the FBS Oversight Committee now permitting programs to open the season week 0 in 2027? That sounds weird to a lot of people because we already have games in week 0. But if I'm not mistaken, you have to have some sort of special permission to do that. Now, just anyone can do it. So get excited because in 2027, week 0 is going to be your week 1. Now, they don't all have to do it, but you're going to have a lot more doing it.
Yeah, you knew that was coming too. I mean, it just stinks, but you knew it was coming. Nothing about that is surprising.
No. And what that would do is offer up multiple teams an extra bye week, correct?
100%.
And that's what people want. You want to get through the season, have that week off to be able to remanage your roster, get people back from non-serious injuries. Also changing the portal window from 15 days to 10 days. FBS Oversight Committee trying to do this. This feels like a no-brainer to me because when we get to these portal windows, how many guys are sitting there watching the clock run down like the last 2 hours of the window, and we see these big-name guys all of a sudden ending up at Tennessee or Ole Miss?
Yeah.
I mean, it's usually happening 5 minutes into the portal window.
Correct.
Everybody knows where they're going. They already have an idea where they're going to be. So that one feels like a no-brainer to me.
It doesn't feel like it's necessary. It's already solved. It's already no longer an issue. It's already been accounted for. Is what I'm having a hard time understanding why they feel the need.
Yep. So those rules on the table. And then the Division I cabinet also, so this is a different group, is eliminating bowl transition penalties, which means North Dakota State and Sacramento State can go to a bowl this year.
Heaven forbid. They wait their turn.
How much of this conversation, seriously, do you think was, Hey,
How dumb is this?
well, also,
We need bowls.
hey guys, teams are quitting. We need more teams that will actually come play.
Correct.
I imagine that was a real part of this conversation
I'd imagine it probably was.
because we had multiple teams last year say, you know what, we're going to go home.
Yeah.
Pass. Which none of us are fans of, none of us like. Also, the week 0 deal, the FCS is doing that this year. So those teams are permitted to start week 0 this year, which why had they not been doing that for years to get more games on television? I don't know. You and I actually called the FCS opener 1 year down in Montgomery.
Yep.
And then finally, the 5-for-5 eligibility model, we talked about that a little bit yesterday, starts on your 19th birthday or at enrollment. I just, with a little more time to process this and think about it, I want to know your extra thoughts on it. Like, if you put more into, this is great, this is good, because we talked about like the 8th grade redshirting that's happening right now.
Yep.
Do you feel, because there are some
Reclassify.
people that are sort of freaking out about this.
Yeah.
Like I saw Sua Craven's tweet about this, and he said every single parent will now be holding their kid back a year and starting their college clock at 19 instead of 17 or 18 because of this rule. So essentially, if you don't hold your kid back, he'll be competing against guys who did. Either way, the new norm will be freshmen being the average age of 19 now. I was 19 going into my junior year at USC. Before you respond, I will, and I'm going to say I strongly disagree with this because certain kids, if they're good, they're just good.
Yeah.
And being a year older doesn't always make you better. Can you develop more? Absolutely. Can your skills improve? Sure. But those out there with elite God-given ability, they have it at 14 and they have it at 18.
Yes.
And they have it at 28 and they have it at 22.
Correct.
And 19. Now, doesn't mean that they're not a little bit better at 19 than they were 18 or 16. But for those that can just flat out play, Greg, I don't think every parent in America is going to automatically say, you need to be held back a year so we can get you a smidge better going into next year.
1,000%.
I remember Tarek Glenn played offensive line at Cal.
Yeah.
Got drafted by the Colts.
Yeah.
He was 20 years old when he played his first game in the NFL.
Correct.
20.
Yes.
Shame on his parents for not holding him back more.
And what have we seen in a few different situations? Did Ryan Williams reclassify and go to college early? What about Malachi Toney?
Imagine what they could have been if mom and dad would have sat him down.
What about a handful of others? Like, guess what? They, if you're good enough, you're probably good enough. And by the way, if you have aspirations of playing college football, just saying, you're probably going to be better than the guys that are a year older than you. And
the guys that you're playing with now.
You probably need to be better than, excuse me. You probably need to be better than the guys that are a year older than you. And in all realities, you probably need to be better than the guys that are 2 years older than you as well. And if you're not, you're probably not. I'm not saying it's possible. Like, I started 1 year in high school. The guy in front of me also went to the NFL. So, I mean, there are rare scenarios in which, yeah, maybe you're not better than the guy that's a year older than you, but in all actuality, you're both actually quite good.
Yeah. And like Sua Craven's here, like talking about these parents, they talk about it like all these parents are like every kid's playing at St. Thomas Aquinas, and there's going to be 38 kids going D1. It's not really the case everywhere. And some bloom late, some bloom early, but as you stated, first off, I did not play a full season of high school football. I played, one,
not
technically.
Not tough enough.
That was it. Yeah, I was injured my senior year. I only appeared in 2 games my senior year. Didn't play a full game my senior year. Worked out. Played college football.
You know what? Here's this other crazy thing. This is going to sound insane, so bear with me. Everyone's sitting down, right?
I am.
There are some parents in this world. This is like lunacy. Like, even as someone that played college sports, there are some parents in this world that are not solely focused on sports and or maximizing their child's development in an effort to gain an advantage in sports.
No.
Whoa.
That's wrong.
Hang on a second.
That's just wrong.
Hang on. I'm telling you, I understand we're only a couple weeks removed from GBBA season.
Nobody's on this earth for school, okay?
Nobody is on this earth to do anything other than make sure that my kids have the best advantage when it comes to getting a college scholarship.
No, I think you're just talking lunacy now.
I understand it's a hard pill to swallow right now. It is a very hard pill to swallow. But there are some people that are sitting there saying, you know what? It'd be awesome if my kid played college sports. If he's good enough, that's terrific. I want that for him if that's what he wants. But ultimately, I don't know if that's what he wants. So therefore, I'm not going to push him. And therefore, we're not going to try to, I'm not going to ruin my relationship with my child because I'm desperate to live vicariously through a Division I sports athlete. Like, I know that's insane.
It is, because I think every parent only cares about their kids maximizing their athletic careers.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only thing.
Isn't that amazing, though? Like, we're acting like this is going to affect the entire population.
I do think there's a little bit of an overreaction to it.
Oh, my gosh. Is there ever?
And the numbers of the trends of this 8th grade redshirting thing, I get it. They're up a little bit. But as you're stating, it's not like it's 90% of all 8th graders. First off, there's not a gigantic percentage of them that could even do it comparatively to the entire population. So I'm with you. I think there has been a little bit of an overreaction to this. There's going to be an outlier, Tarek Glenn, Ryan Williams every now and then.
Yeah.
There's also going to be some outliers of some guys that are older going into college every year.
Yeah.
There's going to be minor league baseball players that want to go back and try to play 1 year. The only thing that I can say about the 5-for-5 that I wish I had a little bit more clarity to and that I think is going to be complicated is exactly how we got here in the first place. Remember how we got here in the first place? How did we even get to this whole, and I understand COVID actually pushed us over the ledge. Like we walked out to the edge of the diving board and COVID pushed us in.
Yes.
I get that. But we got here with the whole serious injury deal. And do you deserve that year back? How many games did they play? Well, if you appeared in this many games, you can get your medical red shirt. What was the injury? If the injury was this, then you could be considered for a medical red shirt, medical hardship waiver. Remember? That's how we got here. And then we started feeling more sorry and more sorry and more sorry. And then we began to take advantage of it. And then we had a sprained pinky toe and we got an extra year to come back and play again.
Yeah.
That's how we got here.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get here because people were trying to manipulate 16, 17, 18, 19 years old when you try to start playing college football. That is not how we got to this.
Yes.
We got to this by 4 medical redshirt years to keep playing football, and Miami had a tight end on his 9th year, and Washington State had a guy on his 8th year, whatever it was. Oregon, I can't remember. So that's where we got to this point by going through previously, not, this 18-year-old. Have we had a situation where a guy who just came into college should be entering his senior year and said, if we had that new rule in place, he'd be too old. He'd be done. This is his junior year. This is sayonara.
Yep.
And he has this little like Pete Rose ceremony. Like when he goes and plays in Columbia, they give him like a Gamecock trophy, and he goes to Tuscaloosa. Like, here's your crystal elephant.
Yes.
Congrats on your 3 years of college football, but you're too old. Sorry, there's no swan songs here. Everybody's trying to get an extra year. That's why you just do it 5-for-5, and that's it. But that's where I want to see, Greg. How is it going to be handled when in the first game of the season a kid tears his patella and it's not a normal 6 to 8 month injury and it takes him a longer time to come back? Is he going to get another year to play?
Probably. Probably. I mean, the medical hardship is obviously a big part of the conversation here, and there's plenty of basketball players. I think I read yesterday there were 15 basketball players that were getting ready to sue the NCAA because they don't meet the new age requirements and stuff like that. It's like, dude, move on. Like I could not imagine. I retired from the NFL at 25 with a pension. Think about that. At 25, retired with a pension. And I'm amazed, absolutely amazed, that these guys still want to be playing college football. I know it's good money. I get it. But
it's better money for a lot of them, and that's the reason why.
Well, it's true. And it's the only way to continue playing at a level in which people will actually watch you. I understand it, but goodness gracious alive. We do the bad box score every day. Like, these guys don't want to go to the Elf League. They don't want to go to Arena 1. I don't blame them either.
It's not the Elf anymore. It's the
EFA.
European Football Alliance.
Yes.
Thank you.
Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't get it, I guess. Like, at some point you have to acknowledge that you need to go pro in something other than sports.
Oh, no.
At some point.
We ended that ad campaign years ago, okay?
No.
Years ago.
Still going.
It is not the Energizer Bunny. We are all going pro in college sports for as long as we can.
Which is fine, but it's like I think this whole overreaction to this 19 to 24 or whatever, it's like, dude, there are plenty of guys that will start playing college football at 17 because they're good enough. And the thought that these parents are going to manipulate it. Yes, there have been rare examples of a kid being really, really old playing college football at a young as a freshman. Bo Nix, perfect example. Guy was like 20 years old as a true freshman.
But let's also not discount some of these parents wanting to get that NIL money earlier.
1,000%.
And some of the high school NIL money that's out there in certain states may be pretty good, but we know what real college NIL money is.
Correct.
You don't think there's some parents out there that are going to be like, nah, dog, we're trying to get there as quick as we can to get our hands on that money.
Yeah.
That's also going to be a real thing here.
100%.
And continue to be a real thing because it already is. So it's just, I am with you. This is not going to be the end all be all, change everything, completely revamp the system of how eighth graders to juniors in high school are managed moving forward.
Yeah.
Just don't think that that's going to be a real thing.
I don't think it's going to be a big deal. I mean, I think there's plenty of guys that will do it. There'll be plenty of parents that will decide to hold their kid back in eighth grade. There's going to be plenty, but it will not be the majority. It will not be this. Because I think most parents look at their eighth grade boy at 13 or 14 years old and they say, you know, man, I love that kid. I love that kid so much. But guess what? Like, sports is not life. Sports is not life. And I want him to continue on and get his high school degree and then eventually, hopefully, go on to college and then be gainfully employed. Like, I don't think sports is life. And I know on this show it is, but in reality, I just don't think this affects that many kids.
It won't.
Hopefully
not. We'll continue talking about it. When we come back, it feels like Kalen DeBoer is up to something. Do we think it's good, bad, beneficial? Are we on board with it? We'll tell you what it is and how we feel about it next right here on Jocks. What is Kalen DeBoer up to at Alabama? It feels like there's a theme that's happening. We'll discuss that here in just a moment. 800-239-9569. You want to get in? 800-239-WJOX. You can tweet into the show at Mac and Cube. Always be a part of it there. Listen online, jocksfm.com. Grab the app. It's in your app store, iPhone, Android. Download it for free. Listen on the go. Also, that will direct you to podcasts of individual interviews, hours of the show, and direct you to YouTube, where you can watch the show live each and every day. Search Jocks945 on your YouTube page. Watch Mac and Cube when you're in the office or at the house each and every day. And if you're at your house, don't want to watch on YouTube, just tell your home smart speaker to enable the Jock skill.
Bill Smith Buick GMC is the GMC Dealer of the Year, the national champion of GMC dealers. All you got to do is take the short drive up to Coleman. You'll understand why. I-65, exit 310, Highway 31. You go find yourself an incredible deal on a brand new GMC Sierra SLT, $14,500 off the sticker price. It's deals like that that keep people coming back. Get it for $68,215 elsewhere. Well, at Bill Smith, you get it for $53,715. Telling you, man, 75% of their business repeat customers. That's because you have a better experience when you shop with Andy Cole in Coleman at Bill Smith Buick GMC. They're number one in Alabama. 6 times they've won the GMC National Dealer of the Year. 6 times in a row. They've won it 9 times overall. So go see them. I-65, exit 310, Highway 31. You can also shop online. Have it delivered right to your driveway at BillSmithBuickGMC.com.
All right, so in recent days, Alabama has made a few interesting hires, and I want to see if you see what I see on this, Greg, from Kalen DeBoer. We told you a little bit earlier in the week, Noah Fisher was going to be hired. He was assistant tight ends coach at Louisville. Worked with the current tight end coach at Alabama, played offensive tackle at South Alabama. So even though listed as assistant tight end coach, an offensive line vibe there, somebody who has a background in blocking people. Vianney.
The old background in blocking, folks.
It's something that
always
you need.
Nice to have.
Always good to have. Now, Vianney Talamaival has been hired at Alabama, a former USC offensive lineman, who was a GA at Oregon and was the Stanford co-offensive line coach last year, has been hired by Kalen DeBoer. It feels like there is a little bit of a theme of bringing more people in who essentially know how to get expletive done when it comes to getting people blocked and moving bodies.
Come on.
Just a thought.
How do you jump to that conclusion?
Just a thought there. And I'm not going to tell you that I don't like it. I love the fact that potentially Kalen DeBoer saw something on his staff that maybe needed to be upgraded and said, let's attack this. Let's go get more people on our staff that would be more capable of maybe taking a guy or guys to the side and getting them better at blocking people. And I think there's value in that. Not having one individual handle your 5 offensive linemen. All of a sudden, Noah Fisher can take the tight ends and the left tackle, and he can be just as adept as talking to those tackles as he can to the tight ends.
100%.
Or Vianney Talamaival can take the right side, guard, tackle, tight end, go work with them, and you're getting more individual work on the things that you need to be better at.
Yeah. I think that all of that makes perfect sense. Like, I think that, I think in the past, if you look at their scenarios, and I don't know this for certain, but just having been around them when they were at Washington, Grubb did a lot of the play calling, of course, but Ryan Grubb also spent a little bit of time at that point with a quarterback in Michael Penix, who understood everything like the back of his hand. I mean, had been with Kalen for years and years and years. Well, you've had multiple first-year starting quarterbacks. You had Milroe, who was in the offense for the first time. You had Ty Simpson, who was in the offense for the second year, but the first time as a full-time starter. This year, you have 2 guys. It just has required a little bit more hands-on operation, I think, of the quarterback spot, which has led to Grubb maybe spending a little more time with quarterbacks than he probably did at Washington. So I think just hiring additional bodies to help with the offensive line so that room and that group of guys gets more attention and more hands-on training, it makes sense to me. So how many guys do you think are necessary to appropriately coach the offensive line?
As many as possible.
Right? You
that
can't
are
have,
capable. Yeah.
But, I mean, the only thing that would be concerning is too many voices. And too many voices, too many techniques, too many tips. Like, if we're all trying to teach John Saber how to play golf, and you, me, and Damien all tell him a different swing tip, it'll be a mess.
That's fair.
You know, so that's the only fear. But I think if you just have some attitude, guys.
Yep.
Like, I don't care about your technique. You move that guy.
Yep. Expectation, I think, is what you're looking for. Guys who want it done a certain way, who have done it themselves, which maybe that's the key, is the understanding of they can go in front of a guy and say, hey, man, I did it. This is what made me good at it.
Correct.
Or this is how I got it done. This is what you need to understand about being able to make this block. This is how you need to take this pass set, and this is the reason because it worked for me when I did it against this guy.
Correct.
And that voice is valuable. And what have we just talked about with the NCAA oversight committees, cabinets, panels? They're all trying to compress things. Less practices. We just heard it in fall. Less practices are coming up in fall practice. So what are you going to get less of? Reps. I talk about this so much in Little League Baseball. The amount of wasted reps that I see across Little League Baseball where it's one kid at a time, this kid, this kid, this kid, this kid, this kid. Why do we not have other kids down the third baseline hitting off a tee? Send 2 or 4 of them to the right side of the outfield and just let them throw. That's extra reps for them. It's more things that they can do. There's a lot of wasted reps in college football. It's one thing you've told us with Coach Saban, that he always maximized. Repetitions in practice for everyone. Do not waste opportunities for reps. Well, when you have one offensive line coach and a GA, how many reps can they realistically give guys with one-on-one instruction? You have 2 groups at least. Probably 2 groups, then some, including your walk-ons, whatever. If you have a good scout team that comes down there and helps them, you don't have Billy Bob 4th-string center that's going over there lining up at nose guard.
Whoa.
Like, you actually got a D lineman that can come help you, all right? So you're working with your left tackle, then you're working with your left guard, then you're working with your center, then you're working with your right guard, then you're working with your right tackle. Okay, here come the 2s. You got to do that again. Well, now, if I can just send left tackle, left guard over there with Noah Fisher and not have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Like, I can tell you this. Lionel James was our tight end coach at Auburn for a little while. One of the most incredible humans you would ever meet. If you said, who's the one guy on staff that you had to spend an entire day with, I guarantee you 95% of the players would have said Lil Train James, because he was the most positive, the most energetic, the most fun guy to be around, and did not know a damn thing about blocking a human being.
Not important.
He played running back at a high level in college and the NFL.
Not important.
But what have we talked about? Tight ends and running back coaches have mainly been for a long time.
Recruiters.
Yep, and that's what he was. He was awesome. He was the guy that you could take any kid when he got on campus for an official visit, sit him down with for 10 minutes, and they'd be like, man, I like this place. Like, if this is how it works and this dude's around, like, I probably won't come here.
Yeah, we're good here.
He was that guy.
Love that.
So the tight ends would come down there with us. You think he and Rick Trickett vibed on how a tackle and tight end should combo people?
Should have been.
Not exactly simpatico on that.
You sure?
Nah.
How you sure? How you know?
Which is why he stopped coming down there. He would just send like one guy at a time to go work on the blocking. He's like, I'm not going down there with that guy. He even told me one day, he goes, man, Cube, I ain't going down there with that guy no more.
I don't blame him.
It wasn't his deal. But now, if you have a former tackle and a former offensive lineman that you can say, all right, I'm good sending my guys down there with them. Like,
for sure.
They know how it's done. They know what it is. They know what to do. And there's no concern with those extra reps that are now going to be had.
None. Answer me this one more time. One more question here when it comes to the offensive line, because I'm interested in this. This is always fascinating to me. What was the offensive line's biggest problem last year?
Consistency.
Okay, but
well,
if we're gonna like define it by
attitude,
demeanor, edge, finish, like strain,
grit.
Like
well, I don't know what the one word for all those things is, but yeah, I think you and I are walking down the same path here.
Yeah. So like, if there was, it wasn't necessarily about talent. They had talent, but guess
Definitely
what they
talent.
didn't do? Stay engaged, drive guys off the ball, play angry, play mean, be fearful, finish. Like they'd block their guy and then they'd stop moving their feet. Stop. Guess what that requires? If you just have a guy that's going to scream at the top of his lungs, and I know people used to like laugh about Scott Cochran, but like all he did was emphasize strain, emphasize finish, emphasize grind, emphasize effort, attitude. Like the 4 pillars of the 4-quarter program are attitude, effort, toughness. Like, I mean, these are like Like, these are all part of it. Guess what that offensive line played with very little of? Any of those 4 pillars last year. So you can tell me, hey, look how many talent, look how stars, look how big. But, like, frankly, all you need to do is just finish. And if they can finish a little more consistently, I think in the years to come, it's going to work out really good for Alabama's offensive line in the long term. And if it works out really good for Alabama's offensive line in the long term, then guess what? The run game will get going. All these other things will be good. Why do you think they had out with the old, in with the new? Well, because the guys that were there might have had a ton of talent, but man, the strain and the effort was not there all the time. And if there's one position that will get occasionally a little lazy, Cole.
It happens.
By the way, not necessarily because of who those guys are. It's because of you have to carry 330 dang pounds. I'd be lazy too. I mean, like, it's hard. It's hard to be that guy.
I don't think I've ever heard it stated that way. And it's so accurate and so fair.
But it's not because you don't want to finish. It's because you physically can't. You're carrying so much weight and you have to basically do a deadlift 65 times a game. How would you like that?
I wouldn't, but I have actually did do it. It is interesting though. You mentioned like sort of the attitude coach. It sounds funny when you first say it, but what did we just say about tight end and running back coaches? So you have your recruiters on staff.
Yeah.
You better have your scheme guys.
Oh yeah.
Like somebody who can X and O and draw it up.
1,000%.
You better have some technique and fundamental guys on staff.
100%.
Well, what's the difference in having your energy attitude boost guy? You got to have all there are very few coaches that are all of it. I mean, I think Nick Saban would even sit here and tell us, like, I wasn't every bit of a coach. Like, scheme, rah-rah, energetic, recruiter, XO, tech. He made fun of me on offensive line play every time I went to practice. He's like, all y'all guys do, go down there and just duck walk into the whole practice. Why do you want to watch that? You think he could go coach offensive line? He would tell you right now, I'm not coaching that.
Yeah.
He was with the DBs. I made fun of him for being with the DBs every day.
Yeah.
I'm like, nobody wants to watch y'all backpedal and get beat. Like, what's the fun in that? So he even knew, like, you have to have the different personalities and traits on your staff. And it feels like Kalen DeBoer is saying, you know what? We might need a boost in that department of our personality and traits on our staff. And he's doing it. And I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah. Well, I think it's awesome because, like you said, having a bunch of different voices is great. But if everyone's singing the same tune, it's great from a continuity standpoint. But you have to have a couple jerks on the staff.
Be careful. You're going to upset people this morning.
You do. No, I'm saying, like, I think it's an important – and look, Kalen can be that guy. Grubb can be that. We've talked about in the past, like, they're a little bit of a good guy, bad guy, good cop, bad cop type of role. Like, but guess what? You can't – sometimes having more bad cops, having more good cops, having the balance kind of across the board, having more eyes, having more accountability.
Folks, there's a reason that Rick Trickett is still employed. As y'all hear me tell the stories and say the funny things and the way that it went, a lot of these head coaches don't want to be that guy.
They can't be
but
that
like
guy.
you just said, they know they got to have that guy.
They can't be that guy. You cannot have that personality anymore. Look at how Nick Saban's personality adjusted over the course of time. Like, you can't be that guy anymore because if the players hate you, they'll be in the portal in December. Like, you, unfortunately, as the face of why do they have GMs? Why do they have GMs?
Dirty work.
No, because the coach doesn't want to engage directly with the player on what he's, quote, making and what he should be making. Why? Because that will destroy the relationship between head coach and player. And if the relationship between head coach and player is destroyed, player in portal. Bye.
I call that dirty work. But
you need a middleman. Like, yes. You have to have that now.
100%. All right. We'll continue talking about it on the other side next, right here on Jocks. All right, welcome back in. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning, 7:43, Thursday, June 25th, right here on Jocks. 800-239-9569. You want to get in, text in 205-834-9450. Alabama basketball news. Latrell Wrightsell has signed an Exhibit 10 contract with the Charlotte Hornets after going undrafted.
I'm sorry, what?
Alabama guard Latrell Wrightsell has signed an Exhibit 10 contract with the Charlotte Hornets after going undrafted. Now, I don't know if this is to play basketball or to pimp his ride, but he is going to be in Charlotte for something.
Okay. Exhibit 10 contract. 1 year, non-guaranteed NBA minimum salary contract.
Of?
It allows teams to bring players to training camp and the summer league without counting against the regular season salary cap or 15-man roster limits. Financial bonus, if a player is waived by an NBA team, signs with that franchise's G League affiliate, and remains there for at least 60 days, they can earn a bonus between $5,000 and $75,000 with adjustments for inflation, making it worth over $90,000 depending on the CBA year. There are also G League rights. There's team limit, two-way conversion contracts. And for teams, essentially, it's a low-risk way to evaluate undrafted rookies or free agents during training camp while ensuring the organization retains their developmental rights in their G League.
Makes perfect sense.
I just don't know why it needs to
y'all
be.
got all that, right?
If I were him, I would have signed an Exhibit 9 contract.
Could you have taken it to 11, though?
I don't. That's what, the names for some of these are so funny. Like the 10-day.
I question your agency by stopping at Exhibit 10.
Yeah, that does
Your representation may have problems.
I guess Zach's not going to give it to you.
That was the other one.
Still,
There's a bunch of like.
That was DM, not eggs.
Oh, okay. The same Mac 10? That's not what he signed?
No.
Okay, different West Side connection. Got it.
Yeah, that just feels overly complicated. And by the
Yes.
way, I'm done with the G League. They took our team. Done
Did
with
they?
y'all. I'm done with y'all.
Where are they?
Then John's hometown. He stole them. I'm out. Out on the G League. No more G League games will I be going to
We had supported
because
them.
there are none here. So
No
we
more.
had supported them so well on our show too.
Cole went to the one where
I
he
went
was honored.
honored is hilarious.
You were brought on the court.
Honored.
Where were you?
And
They
honored?
did
recognized,
not
were you
take
not?
me on the court ever. They did
No,
not
they
do
didn't?
that. No.
I remember seeing a picture
James
of you
Spann
on the court.
even rang the tornado horn before the game. He didn't even let me do that.
Well, I mean, why
The
would
air
they?
horn,
Yeah.
whatever that was. Air raid horn. Where you have to crank it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Spann got to do that. So he was a bigger deal than I was.
Makes sense that he would do it though to signal that
It
something was coming.
It was
That's
a fair.
his, right.
It was kind
Yeah.
of his thing.
The connection makes sense.
Of course. Not mad at
Was
it.
it media night at the Squadron game?
Celebrity night, Greg. Local celebrity night. Can't say it with a straight face.
Is that what they called
My
it?
kids freaking loved it, though.
Of course.
They thought it was the best thing ever.
Should have went to more.
Definitely should have gone.
Do you think that would have kept him in town, John? If I and my family would have attended more games?
If we would have
that's
talked
5
about it on the
tickets.
show, I'm sure it's. I'm sure we certainly shoulder some of the blame.
You know what? I'll take it. Maybe next time I'm in New Orleans, I'll stop in for a Squadron game.
There you go.
Or not.
Well, I'm going this weekend, and
To the Squadron?
No, to New Orleans.
Is there a game this
Who
weekend?
cares? I ain't going.
Jeez.
But they left the city. I'm in.
If you could attend one New Orleans sporting event in the next calendar year, what would it be?
Well, I ain't the Pelicans, so I mean, I guess it's the Saints.
Just the Saints game?
Don't need to see the Zephyrs. They're still
Saints,
around.
Falcons, Saints, Panthers, Saints, Bucks. Is there another out of division rivalry we're missing? Saints, Titans, Saints, Texans. You know that Houston, Baton Rouge recruiting tie they got.
New Orleans versus New Orleans. Fill in the blanks. Against the Mobile Bay Bears. Battle of Mardi Gras.
I mean, it's not really a battle. We know who really it's about.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
Mobile
Mobile.
started it.
Well, that's fine. That's great. Dolly Parton started "I Will Always Love You." It's Whitney Houston's song.
Whoa.
Whoa. Careful.
Don't you go there.
Go what? The truth?
Ain't nobody gonna be stealing from Dolly on this show.
I didn't tell that to Whitney.
You're talking about a season pass holder for Dollywood right over here to my right.
I know she just bought into Buc-ee's too. I'm not saying
No,
there's
it's a
any-
whole new thing.
I'm not saying
She
it's
got a whole
bad
new
thing.
gas station.
It's just it's Whitney's song.
Don't you say that.
Feels borrowed.
What next?
Dolly
The
even
national
said it.
anthem
You
is
gonna tell me
Whitney's
she was
song
a
too?
star of Bodyguard?
Because yeah, I'm about to say,
I don't remember
Whitney
Kevin
has
Costner
the
being on
best
that soundtrack.
rendition of the national anthem. It's not her song.
I mean, maybe it's up there. It
So
ain't number
it's
one.
definitely the
Number
best
two.
one. There's no,
Yeah,
no one's
yeah.
put. I mean, that one and
And,
Stapleton. Stapleton a
I don't know,
couple
man,
years
Marvin
ago.
Gaye. Marvin Gaye kind of.
We're just going to act like Carl Lewis never sang the national anthem.
Yes, we are. We're pretend like Fergie didn't do it either.
Stapleton and Whitney are 1-2.
And
Not in
then-
that order.
and then
Whitney
who?
won.
And then who?
Wide gap. Probably Flea at my national championship with Josh
That
Groban.
was for the NBA Finals,
Yeah.
by the way. Flea just on the guitar,
Yep.
which I
Yeah.
thought was pretty impressive.
pretty sweet.
All right, we'll be back with more next. All right, welcome back in. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning. Glad you're with us. Some fun conversations early in the show here on the NCAA, all their committees, cabinets, groups, meetings, rules they're trying to change. Talked a little bit about Alabama as well. Walk-on running back T.C. Washington now going to be a part of the 2026 signing class, 5'11", 210. So he'll now be on board with the Alabama roster, be a part of that class, as the 27 class is one that they're working on now. And we'll talk to Andrew Ivins about that at 9:30. We'll talk Alabama's class, Auburn's class, and then just some general recruiting nationally. Who's impressing? Who's looking good? He's up at the what is happening right now? Is it the Elite 11? Is it something's happening right now in recruiting, and he's there. I don't know what it is, but he'll talk to us about it. Wimp Sanderson joins us at 9 as well. On the other side, Parker Fleming going to give us some statistical analysis on, is your champion always the best team? We had that conversation earlier in the week. It was a fun conversation, a little bit of a different conversation. So we'll finish that with him and then roll that into this college football season, who he's looking forward to, maybe some statistical reasons that you should like certain teams. Crocker Moving Services, Greg, a team that you should always have on board for you.
Yeah, they're a local company owned by an Iraq War veteran, Eric Crocker. Crocker believes in hiring movers you can trust to complete full background checks and run drug tests on every single employee. These are good guys, and you can trust them in your home, and they need your whole home packed up and moved. Your company headquarters moved across the country, or you just want them to come rearrange your living room, they got you covered. They also do deliveries for furniture that you've purchased and need to get to your home. So call or visit them online today for a free quote. The website's CrockerMovingServices.com. That's CrockerMovingServices.com. Support your veterans by choosing Crocker Moving Services for your next move.
All right, so we talk about Alabama and that staff, kind of what they're putting together. Should that alone give you more confidence, give fans more confidence than part of what we discussed is going to be different this year? That we see a difference with that part of this team on the field?
I'm confident in improvement. I mean, it'd be hard to go in the other direction. Where are you at?
Oh, don't even want to think about that it could be worse or it could be lacking even more so. And that's where I think we get, specifically at this position, a little bit consumed. I know you and I have fun with it, with the stars and the talent and where do they come from, what have they done. It's just, if you don't have that attitude, if you don't have that demeanor, it ain't going to get going at that position. Not with what they run. Now, you could run some of these other offenses in college and not have that and probably escape it and be okay with it and survive, so to speak.
Sure.
I don't think you'll thrive. Look at Tennessee. When is Tennessee thriving? When they got guys that are not afraid to go out there and try to move you.
Yes.
Like the last 2 years, that's gotten better. They've had more of it. They've added some of it at tight end. Now, all of a sudden, they can be different at different times. But if you want to run what Alabama wants to run and be who they want to be in that offense, you better have it.
You have to.
And keep in mind, Washington won what? Was that 3 years ago? What did their offensive line win? When Kayla DeBoer was the head coach.
They won the Joe Moore.
They didn't do that because Mike Penix was good at throwing the ball, which he was.
He was
and
very
Roma
good at
Dunze
that.
was great at catching it. And they were awesome to watch throw the ball around. But they bullied people.
100%.
And
also taking it one step further, if you're trying to equate the Kalen DeBoer tree to not being able to run the football, what'd they do at Fresno? And would
Ronnie Rivers, dude. Ronnie Rivers would pound you between the tackles.
And would Fresno have been in the mix for a Joe Moore Award as well, if not for probably some Power 4 schools that were probably pretty dang good that year?
They were talked about in our group chats, yes. That year. They were. And technically, fundamentally, not strong at all. Overall talent, not even near the best in the G6 that year. But as you quoted, I believe when we were watching them one day, these are just a bunch of future bar bouncers.
Yeah.
Literally. Like guys that are going to be working at the Floribama throwing people out is what they had on that offensive line.
They were awesome.
So if you don't think that that's a part of the DNA of Kalen DeBoer and his staff, I think you're wrong. And I think this shows he's trying to get back to that. We'll give you a statistical analysis next.